Let's take an example of a one-dimensional bar element. So as seen in the diagram, you're given a stepped shaft, and for every element I, you're told that the cross-sectional area is AI and the length is Li. There are 5 nodes as seen, and there are 4 elements. So I will number the elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the circled numbers means the element number. Now we are told for I equals to 1, that is for element number 1, the area will be A1, okay, that is AI, and Li will be L1. Similarly, for the element 2, I will be 2, so the area will be A2 and the length will be L2. Also, we are given that there is a traction force per unit length. So for element 1 it will be T1, for element 2 T2 and so on. We are also given a body force throughout the length of the element. Okay, so that is the self weight. So let me write here now. This is T1, this is T2, T3 and T4. So for element 1, we have A1, L1, A2, L2, A3, L3 and A4, L4. The element stiffness matrix for each element, okay, will be given by Ki, and the formula is Ai EI upon Li. This is the same matrix that we have derived in the previous lecture. So this is going to be the stiffness matrix. Before we start with the solving of the problem, we need to establish the element connectivity. Okay, so let us tabulate the element connectivity. So we have the nodes. We have the element. So these are the local nodes, local node numbers. Let us start with element 1. So for element 1, if we are starting from the extreme top, the first node is 1. I'll write it in red pen, 1, and the second node is 2. Going to element 2, we have the first node as 2 and the second node as 3. Let's complete this element connectivity table for the other 2 elements. So we have element 3. The first node of element 3 is 3 and the second node is 4. Similarly, for element 4, the first node is 4 and the second node is 5. Now, these given in the red represent the global node numbers. So let us write down the stiffness matrix for element 1. So for element 1, Ki will, I is 1. So K1 equals to A1, that is the area of element 1, into E L1 the Young's modulus of the entire material is given to you as E. So we are not going to consider it as E1, E2. It's not a composite material. So you've been given just one value of Young's modulus. That's why I've taken it as E only without any suffix. Okay. So now this is the element stiffness matrix for element 1. I need to write down next to this matrix the degrees of freedom of that particular element, okay, or the node numbers. So for element 1, note here, for element 1, nodes or the degrees of freedoms are 1 and 2. So I'm going to write here 1, 2, 1, 2. I cannot be writing it in the reverse order, that is 2 and 1. I have to write of the first node first and the second node second. Now let's complete this process for the rest of the elements. So for element 2, I will be 2. So it is K2 equals to A2E upon L1. See, this formula is the same for all. What will be changing is the degrees of freedom. Okay, so for K2, if for element 2, if we see the degree of freedom is 2 and 3, okay, it corresponds to the global node numbers 2 and 3. So 2, 3, 2, 3. For element 3, I equals to 3, so the stiffness matrix is K3 equals to A3 into E upon L1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1. Again, its global node numbers correspond to 3 and 4. 3, 4, 3, 4. This is the most important step in solving the problem. If you get this right, your problem cannot go wrong. But if you do not write the degrees of freedoms correctly at this step, then the assembling of the global stiffness matrix will go wrong. Element 4, I equals to 4, so K4 equals to A4, E. Okay, this is L2, this is L3, this should be L4. 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1. And the degrees of freedom were 4, 5, 4, 5. K1, K2, K3, K4, these are all local stiffness matrices. Now we need to assemble all these and get the global stiffness matrix. Okay, so let's see how we get this global stiffness matrix. If we look at the problem that we were given initially, we have 5 nodes here, right? And this is a one-dimensional body. Each node can displace only in one direction. So the degree of freedom of this system given to us is 5. So the stiffness matrix, the global stiffness matrix that we will get has to be a square matrix of the size 5. That means 5 multiplied by 5. Okay, so let us assemble the stiffness matrix now. I have stiffness matrix, I'll call it Kg equals to so these are the degrees of freedom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let me look at K1 now. This is 1 by 2 by 2 matrix 1, 2, 1, 2. So these values will all come in this part. Okay, so what I will do is, please do not draw these lines. This is, I'm just teaching you all how to assemble the stiffness matrix, and since my whiteboard is not ruled, just to make it easier for me, I am drawing this reference lines for myself. Okay, so this is first column and first row, which I will find in matrix K1. Note that in all these matrices there is only one term common, and that is E, Young's modulus. The rest of the terms are varying. So here if we take A1 upon L1 inside this matrix, we will get A1 upon L1. So I am going to write here A1 upon L1. In the first row and second column, I have minus A1 L1. So first row and second column is here. So minus A1 upon L1. First row, and now it is first row and third column. There is no first row and third column here, and it's not there in any of the other matrices. Okay, so there is no first row and third column in any. So this will be 0. Similarly, this and this also will be 0. Next, moving on to row 2. Row 2 and column 1 is minus A1 L1. Okay. Row 2, column 2 is plus A1 L1. A1 upon L1. Okay. So we are done with this matrix. We move on to this matrix. Now row 2, column 2, there is another term here which is A2 upon L2. So here there will be plus A2 upon L2. Row 2, column 3, it is minus A2 upon L2. Row 2, column 4, 2 column 4 is not there in any of the matrices, so these will be 0. Row 2, column 4 and row 2, column 5. Next we move on to row 3. There is no term 3 and row 3 and column 1, so this is 0. 3 and 2 is here. Row 3 and column 2 is minus A2 upon L2. Then we have row 3 and column 3, we have A2 L2. A2 upon L2. We have another term. There is 1 3 3 here, and there is also 1 3 3 here. So this will be plus A3 upon L3. Row 3 and column 4 is minus A3 upon L3, and row 3, column 5 is no term, so this is 0. Now 4 1 is 0, 4 2 is 0, 4 3 is here, 4th row and third column, so this is minus A3 upon L3. 4 4 will again have two terms, A3 L3 plus A4 L4. A3 upon L3 plus A4 upon L4. And 4 and 5 is minus A4 upon L4. 5 1 is 0, 5 2 is 0, 5 3 is 0, 5 4 is this, minus A4 upon L4, and 5 5 is A4 upon L4. Please see how this particular element that we have here is a bar element, and it's continuously numbered, and notice that the global stiffness matrix is a symmetrical matrix in this case. Okay, so you see these two terms are the same. Then we have, so on either side of the diagonal you have same terms. Okay, so this is a symmetric matrix, and the size of this matrix is 5 by 5. We will continue the problem in the next video. Thank you.